Hello and welcome back to the My Team career mode for round 3 of our first season with Big Guns Racing. We currently haven't had the best of times in the My Team career mode. If you want to go check out the previous 2 episodes, then make sure you do. The card will be in the top right hand corner of your screen. I won't spoil it for you. And if you want to watch any of these races live, we do stream them over on my Twitch channel, so go check out the link in the description to go and watch those. But let's get into today's round. It's round 3 here in Portugal, and a better qualifying for us this time around. We're P18 on the grid. We're sort of where our car is supposed to be right now. We are right down there in the thick of it with the worst teams on the game at this stage, with the Alfa Romeos, the Hasses and the Williams. So to get into P18 is a good result. I think those teams are just slightly better than us at this stage of the career mode, but to beat 2 of the Hasses and 1 of the Williams is a cracking result. Looking at the race strategy for today, I'm going to be starting on the medium tyres. We're going to go for that alternative strategy and then be fast, pacey right at the end on the soft tyres. We've got 5 red lights here in Portimao, and it is lights out and away we go. And it's a terrible start from us as per usual. The AI just incredible with their race starts, and obviously being on the medium tyres just hurts us even more. We go for around the outside sort of maneuver. The AI are really pinch you on the inside of any corner, especially at race starts. We're just trying not to get caught up in this kerfuffle that seems to happen with a lot of drivers back there. And there we go, virtual safety car has been deployed on lap 1 of this race. I believe it was Giovinazzi, Ocon all coming together, someone braking a little bit too early and they just all going into the back of each other. But the virtual safety car is over now, and we resume the race at the end of lap 1, start of lap 2. Looks like Kimi Räikkönen caught up in that incident, as well as he's come into the pits very early on, and that actually moves us up into P15 in this race. So far, so good. We're in a very good position, but we need to make sure that we get George Russell. We are fighting him in the Drivers' and, of course, the Constructors' Championship as well. So if anything else happens in this race, we want to be there. We want to be ready to pounce and maybe even get some extra points in this race, if that is a possibility. I was really struggling with that turn 9 as well. Absolutely hated it. Turn 9 on this track is horrible. It is death. But luckily that time we survived it. We're here on the end of lap 4 now, and looks like George Russell has got himself a 5-second time penalty, which is quite surprising that the AI have actually got that. I'm not too sure what he did to receive that 5-second time penalty, but nonetheless, he's got the penalty, and now we need to not necessarily chase him down. If we stay behind him, we will gain that position thanks to penalties. But if we can overtake him as well, that will benefit us in case we do get any penalties throughout the race. We are running on strict corner cutting with no assists. And as you know, if you have played the F1 game, strict corner cutting can be painful sometimes. If you just run it a little bit over the line, you can get a triple warning in one corner. So we gain so much there on George Russell down in towards turn 1. We go for a little lunge up the inside into turn 3 now. We make the apex perfectly, and we're now side by side with George. We give him the space on the inside. We go round the outside of the corner, but we get the traction. We get the grip. Our medium tyres really starting to work for us now, but George comes back at us, goes round the outside into the hairpin, but there is no way to overtake us there, and we hold on to P14. A cracking move, a good battle with George Russell, and we are up into that position, but he's going to be going longer into this race on those hard tyres. So I think he's going for a one-stop strategy as well. I'm not too sure if the rest of the AI are going for that one-stop strategy as well, but it looks like it could potentially be that. So we need to make sure that we keep George Russell behind us. And when we get onto those soft tyres, we absolutely gun it. As it looks like a lot of the drivers have come into the pits at this stage of the race. We're now up into P9 on lap 14, as we've got Lewis Hamilton hunting the 2 of us down. He's actually right on the back of George Russell, so it won't be long before he overtakes him, which he has done right now, and it won't be long before he comes and gets me as well. So we're just going to let him by nice and easily. There's no need to fight Lewis Hamilton. That Mercedes is absolutely rapid compared to the car that we have underneath us right now. Our fight isn't with them. Our fight is with the Williams. Sebastian Vettel is out of this race. So that is going to be another position gain. We're actually in P11 as it stands. So potentially we're going to move ourselves into the points. If they're doing a 2-stop strategy, we're doing a 1. Who knows what could happen? A late safety car or a safety car to our advantage. Unfortunately though, Sebastian Vettel does not bring out a safety car. And we have a little moment there through the corner. A great save to keep it on the track and not facing in the wrong direction. But unfortunately, unfortunately, it still does lose us time to George Russell and, of course, the position as well. So we're now right on the back of the Williams driver. Lance Stroll is the next driver behind us. He's going to be hunting us down, but not catching us at an alarming rate that Lewis Hamilton was earlier on in the race. We go again on George Russell. Has a look up the inside. Big dive on the brakes. We make the corner, but George gets a lovely switchback on us. He's now on the left side. I'm on the right. I'm going to get the inside line into these next two corners, but this corner is very, very tricky. It's so easy to get too late on the brakes, lose the back end. Going side by side here is so dangerous, but we just tiptoe ourselves through the corner. We're still wheel to wheel with George. He's on the left-hand side. We now go round the outside. We're going to get the inside line into this next corner, but we go too deep. George then cuts back at us on the inside, and he holds the position. A great battle again with George Russell, but we've got to stop making these mistakes because at the moment it's just allowing him to catch up to us. We go so late on the brakes there, and we actually get a 5-second time penalty as well. We went too late on the brakes, hoping that maybe we could overtake George Russell. It was a silly thing to do, and now we're both going to be serving a 5-second penalty. I'm not sure though if I'm going to be serving it on this lap. George Russell will be serving it under his pit stop. His 5 seconds is going to be gone. Mine is not. I'm underway, and it was actually a slow release there. I forgot to release myself from the pit lane, but George Russell, as you can see, has got rid of that 5-second time penalty. We're now on the soft tyres though, which could mean that we are going to have the pace over him and we can go and get a cracking result. But we saw the pace difference between us on the mediums and him on the hards. It was actually quite close between the two of us, as Ilott now moves himself up into P15. We move into P13 as other drivers come into the pits, and now we've got to make sure that we keep that gap at 5 seconds. George Russell now 5 seconds behind us. We need to keep it there to make sure that we hold on to this position. Ilott in that position as well, but I feel like Ilott is going to be making a late pit stop as well. I think he's on the hards, maybe going on to the softs, or potentially is going all the way to the end in this race, but it's going to cost him. And there we go. Russell and Latifi have jumped our boy Callum Ilott. Not really pulling the results at the moment, but the car, just like ourselves, is not underneath him at the moment. So we're going to have to make a better car so that Callum Ilott can get into these battles. But P13 at the moment, we're getting a lot of blue flags right now to let through Valtteri Bottas, letting through Max Verstappen as well. That beautiful white liveried Red Bull. You can just tell how long ago this race was. But at the moment, 11 seconds to George Russell with just over 1 lap to go, as we're going to go on board with this final lap now. Valtteri Bottas sets the pace and actually wins the race as well. And there we go. Job done. I forgot I was a lap down there. But there we go. Lovely position. We get the 5-second time penalty, but that will be enough to stay ahead of George Russell. And a great P13 for us in this race. We've not had the best results so far this season. Bahrain, we had a bit of a stinker. Went into the back of one of the other drivers. Broke our front wing. Of course, Imola, we had a big collision that put us out of the race. So it's good to finally get a good result on the board. It puts us P17 in the Drivers' Championship and keeps us in the same position behind Williams in the Constructors. But it's all even on points. So 1 points finish and we will be able to jump any of those drivers on the grid. But that is all for today's My Team Career episode. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to slap a like on it. And remember, if you want to watch these live, go and check out my Twitch channel. It is over in the link in the description. But that is all. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.